I am not going to lie. I'm a bit frightened. I'm a bit frightened because I just finished making my fourth caffeinated beverage of the day. Okay, I woke up, had a coffee, mid-morning had a matcha, then a little bit later had another one, and then now it's 4:45 p.m. and I'm having a third one. So this is my fourth caffeinated beverage of the day. This is very unusual for me. I usually stop drinking caffeine after my third caffeinated beverage, latest 2 or 3 p.m. It's later than usual. Even though I think I have a high caffeine tolerance, I don't want to have like some sort of panic attack. I also don't want to be up all night. So I'm a bit frightened, but I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted right now. And if I don't drink this, I'm going to take a nap. And I'm really trying to stop napping because I've just noticed that it ultimately only holds me back in life. It tends to have a net negative effect on my life. In the moment, taking a nap feels incredible. And a lot of times taking a nap is actually quite helpful because it ultimately gives me the energy to complete the rest of my day. But then it's harder to fall asleep at night. I end up falling asleep later and then I end up waking up later the next day. And then that makes me depressed because I'm like, oh my God, no, is my day ruined? Should I wake up too late? And then for the rest of the day, I'm kind of in a funk and I'm trying to get out of it. And, a lot of times I can and it's fine, but the day never feels as good as it does when I wake up early. And then, the next night I try to go to bed earlier, but then because I went to bed later the last night, it's harder to go to bed earlier. And because I woke up later, do you see what I'm saying? So I don't like napping. So I'm having another matcha number 3, caffeinated beverage number 4. I am going to be a fucking menace for the next hour. There's a chance that I won't, but I have a feeling this fourth matcha is going to impact me in a way that none of us are prepared for. That's the risk that you take when you deviate from your routine. I know what happens when I have 3 caffeinated beverages. I'm good. I'm normal. Everything's fine. Now I'm throwing in a fourth. I'm breaking routine. I don't know what's going to happen. I briefly paused this episode to let you know that this episode is presented by Weston Hotels and Resorts. Weston Hotels is designed with your well-being in mind. With more than 200 destinations around the world, Weston Hotels makes it possible to keep up with your wellness routine while traveling. With signature amenities and offerings that help you move well, eat well, and sleep well. And with their iconic next-generation heavenly bed, you can look forward to the rest. The worst part about traveling is how it impacts your sleep. Whether you're dealing with jet lag or not having slept on a flight, it can ruin a trip. Find wellness at Weston, one of the 30 extraordinary hotel brands in the Marriott Bonvoy portfolio. Now back to the episode. Breaking routine is kind of frightening sometimes. But that actually relates to our topic today. So about 2 years ago, almost to the day, not quite, but almost to the day, I made an episode where I explained my daily routine. And I didn't just explain it. I explained it in such gruesome detail that I don't know how any of you sat through it and listened to it. Unnecessary amounts of detail. And it's been 2 years and my routine has changed a bit. And I think it's time that I do it again. And so today I'm going to be sharing my current routine in unnecessary detail. I mean, I am just going to be telling you about every single little thing that I do every single day. The reason why I feel like it's okay to do this is because this is the type of thing that I find interesting, okay? If somebody made a podcast episode about their exact daily routine, exactly what they do from the time they wake up to the time they go to sleep, I would listen to that and find it fascinating because I think people are fascinating. We all think people are fascinating. I don't know, there's something sort of precious about the way that we entertain each other, sometimes intentionally, sometimes unintentionally. Actors entertain us in movies, and random strangers entertain us in a coffee shop. People are interesting. They don't necessarily have to be doing anything interesting to be interesting. Somebody's simple daily routine can be interesting. And that's why I feel inclined to share my daily routine with you. Oh my God, my chest is already kind of getting tight. I don't know if I can finish this matcha. I'm a bit worried. I'm a bit worried that this is going to really push me over the edge. So, I'm starting to feel a little bit shaky, a little bit anxious. So let's just begin before I start dissociating or something. Okay, so I'm going to be sharing with you my generic weekday routine. Obviously, there are exceptions, okay? When I'm traveling, if I have a photo shoot or if I have some sort of one-off like event, like every year I have a handful of events that I go to. Like there's some events that I go to for my coffee company, like some expos, where we showcase our product to like grocery store buyers. Like I have weird events like that I go to, like sometimes I'll have a handful of random meetings and, those meetings are in person. So I'm like out of my house and my routine is broken. But my routine for the most part right now is super consistent with, an occasional day that deviates from it. But for the most part, this is what I do every single day, starting at 7 a.m. I recently have been waking up at 7 a.m. and it feels absolutely incredible. I feel like 7 a.m. is the perfect wake up time for me. When I wake up at 5, I'm exhausted by 4 p.m. Exhausted. Okay. If I wake up at 6 a.m., I'm exhausted by like 6 p.m. And that's not good because, there's a lot of day left still. 7 a.m., I need to have 3 caffeinated beverages a day, but it's kind of the perfect time for me because any later than that, and I just don't feel like I have enough day to work with. I don't feel like I have enough daylight to work with. I've noticed the 7 a.m. wake up time allows me to like have a really relaxed morning and then also get work done in the morning time before my other activities start, which will make sense in a moment. So I've been waking up at 7 a.m. and I'm not going to lie to you, okay? I can't wake up at 7 a.m. on my own right now. I don't know what it is. I can't hear an alarm. I don't know what's wrong with me. I literally cannot hear the alarm. So I have to have someone help me wake up. Now, listen, luckily for me, there is someone who sleeps at my house with me probably 95% of the time. So that person wakes me up. Without that person, I would sleep probably until noon. I'm not kidding. This person has to shake me awake every morning. Fully shake me awake. Okay. From there, I put on my fuzzy robe, of course, warm socks, preferably wool, put on my little slip-on slippers that are a bit fuzzy. I've been wearing them for the past like 6 years. Go downstairs and it's time to make a coffee. I just recently bought a new coffee machine and this thing is a fucking beast, okay? I completely splurged on this thing. For a long time, I used a really standard home barista coffee machine. It was super user-friendly. It was super easy to use. A lot of the complicated elements of making espresso were sort of done for you with that machine and I absolutely loved it. But I'd always dreamed of getting a more sophisticated machine. Something higher quality, something, beautifully designed, something like really respected in the industry. And I always sort of dreamed of getting the classic Italian espresso machine that you see in 90% of cafes you go to. And they make mini ones for the home. And I had always dreamed of getting one. But I told myself, Emma, you're not allowed to get one until you're at a place in your life where you're actually going to learn how to use it properly because you have to do everything manually. It used to be like I press a few buttons and my espresso is done with the Breville machine. Not anymore. Now I have a separate machine for grinding the beans. So I turned that thing on and it took me like a week to get it set. I'm not going to get into the nerdy details about it, but you have to get the grind size perfect and the exact amount of seconds that you want to be grinding to get the exact amount of grams of beans. And then you have to weigh it. And I have a scale now. I put it in the portafilter, which is like that like thing, that you twist into the espresso machine and then you pour it into there. And then I have this little thing where it's like a bunch of little needles almost. Okay. Like imagine like a little cork looking thing that has needles sticking out the bottom of it. And I take that thing and I in the portafilter, I like evenly distribute the coffee grounds, okay? Then I take this first little thing that sort of tamps it down and I sort of screw that on. Then I take one more thing and press it down a bit firmer, tamp it again. Then I plug it in to the espresso machine or like screw it into the machine. I put down another scale. I have 2 scales. This one starts counting. There's a little clock on it. It starts counting when like the fluid starts running from the machine. So I turn it on and I'm trying to get basically 36 grams of fluid, because that's a double shot of espresso, 36 grams of fluid in 25 to 35 seconds approximately. So I'm like watching and then I turn it off the second it hits, 36 grams, ideally within that time frame. It's a whole fucking thing now. Okay. I'm into it. And I mean, probably should have gotten into it sooner because I founded a coffee company. Like you would think that I would have gotten nerdy about it sooner, but I actually had the opposite mentality. I was like, most people don't do this. Most people don't drink their coffee like this. So I don't want to drink my coffee like that because I don't want to make product for this niche coffee loving group that weighs the beans and understands how to grind. Like most people don't drink coffee like that. Most people are drinking it out of an average machine that does all the shit for you. So I want to be a home barista. But then I was like, nah, fuck it. I'm going to get nerdy with it. And I absolutely love it. It's made me like fall in love with coffee all over again. I'm absolutely loving it. Anyway, so I make a double shot of espresso and then I steam my homemade milk because I make milk from scratch using a milk maker. Okay. It's almond, coconut, cashew milk, sweetened with maple syrup and flavored with a bit of almond extract and a bit of coconut extract. I steam that and nut pod vanilla creamer. I mix those 2 things together and that's my morning latte and it's fucking delicious. I feel like it's mastered, it's perfect for me. And then occasionally I'll have a 9 a.m. yoga class. And then in that case, I'll go to yoga. But I don't want to talk about yoga yet because usually I go to yoga at 12 p.m. So just imagine that sometimes at this point I have my coffee, I poop, and then it's like, okay, we're going to yoga. But most of the time it's at noon. It depends. It depends on what instructor is instructing and I don't know. But usually immediately after my coffee and my little poop, I start working. I'm talking about immediately. Okay. I'm still in my robe. I haven't brushed my teeth. I haven't brushed my hair. And I get on my computer and I start working immediately. Now, this could be a number of things. This could be working on a podcast outline. This could be responding to emails. I'm horrible at responding to emails. A Zoom call of some sort. It could be, editing stuff. I edit things a lot, different videos or whatever. So I don't know. It could be organizing, scheduling stuff. There's a lot of different random things that I might do. After I sort of get things together, then I actually like to record a podcast in the morning. If I feel like I have time before my workout at 12, I will do it. Otherwise, I'll just work on other stuff until my yoga at 12. But if I am going to record a podcast, the preparation for that basically consists of making another caffeinated drink, either an iced latte, which is the exact same thing as what I described this morning, except I don't steam the milk, or an iced matcha latte, which would be plain matcha or like vanilla infused matcha. I make a shot of matcha, with the bowl and the whisk and the whole thing. And I mix a little bit of almond extract into the matcha and a little bit of maple syrup to kind of round out the flavor. Mix that in and then make a latte out of it. Pour it over ice with the homemade milk and the nut pod. Delish. Okay, that's what I'm drinking right now. But anyway, if I'm going to record, I always make myself some sort of caffeinated beverage because it just feels special. There's something magical about like just having a little drink sitting next to me when I record. And caffeine helps with the talking, of course. And then usually I'll get dressed from the waist up. Like I want to be respectful to your eyes. And it's kind of fun. Like I actually enjoy getting dressed up from the waist up. It's like very COVID-19 core when we were all, working on Zoom and stuff or, going to school on Zoom. Life was on Zoom and on video call, on webcam or whatever. And so we were all getting dressed from the waist up because people were only seeing us from the waist up. I still do that, but for the podcast, I'm always wearing a sweatpant. But from the waist up, I'll get a little dressed up. The podcast is on video now, so I'll put on a little something. No makeup though. That's where I draw the line. Sorry, not putting a makeup on. No. I will put a little bit of like a tinted lip product on, but other than that, no. And then I'll record a podcast and we get to hang out. What a joy, what a treat. And then after that, usually it's time for yoga, okay? If we're doing the 12 p.m. yoga. Now, to prepare for yoga, I start out by filling up one of my 3 Stanley Cups with electrolytes, okay? Love the strawberry lemonade one, okay? And then I mix that with a teensy bit of raspberry flavored electrolytes. I do a little bit of both because it's such a large jug of water that I end up drinking for the rest of the day that's why I mix them. And I like the way that they taste together. And if you're like a doctor and that's too much electrolytes, sorry, I like the way it tastes. And I could be drinking far worse, okay? I could be drinking alcohol. I could be drinking hard drugs. You don't usually drink those, but like I could find a way if I wanted to. So fuck off, okay? I'm mixing a little bit of 2 different electrolyte drinks, powders, into one drink. And I probably am getting like too much potassium or something, but shut the fuck up, okay? I don't have a kidney stone yet. I might soon, but not yet. So shut the fuck up. Okay, so that's what I make in my little Stanley Cup. And then I get dressed. I'm almost always wearing a little tight pair of black sort of spandex and a plain black sports bra. I'm just all about the all black workout gear, okay? I do have like, I'm not kidding, maybe like 2 workout items that are not, maybe 3 workout items that are not just black. 90% of my workout gear is just black. And the reason for that is, when you're sweating and you're wearing like a pale blue workout set, you can see the sweat. And I mean, it doesn't really matter, right? Who cares? But I don't know. I prefer black workout gear. And I also prefer shorts over leggings. There's a time and a place for leggings, but it's definitely not my routine, especially because my workout of choice right now is hot yoga. Leggings are not ideal for hot yoga. It is so hot in there that I'm trying to have as much skin exposed as possible. So I get into that and then I put over that a sweatshirt and a pair of sweatpants. And then I slip on my slippers and I put on my little sunglasses and I pack my little shower bag and then I pack my little purse, wallet, keys, hand sanitizer, phone, and I'm off. Okay. Drive to yoga. And at the yoga place that I go to, the parking for yoga is on the 9th floor of the parking garage. Okay. So I have to drive all the way to the top. And it used to piss me off so bad. I was like, oh my God, there's all this parking for the first 8 floors, but it's reserved for, I don't know, another company or something. The parking for the yoga is on the 9th floor and it takes like 3 minutes to get up there, which doesn't seem like a long time, but when you're like circling around up a parking structure, I mean, it feels long. Anyway, I used to absolutely hate the fact that I had to drive all the way up to the top floor of this parking garage, but I actually ended up finding a silver lining. I'll talk about that in a moment. But anyway, park on the 9th floor and then I go into yoga and I do sort of like a hot yoga Pilates fusion class. It is really hard. Okay. It is one of the hardest workouts I've ever done. Every time I go into class, there's a 50-50 chance that like 30 minutes in, I'm going to really start to feel like I'm going to pass out. But that's why I really make sure that I don't forget my electrolytes because I am drinking, replenishing the whole class. And I have found that does help. When I first started, I don't know, I was kind of skimping on the electrolytes. Like the other electrolytes that I used to use, it's better for like day-to-day drinking, at least in my experience. So anyway, I'm drinking that, I'm chugging that, whatever. Okay, it's an hour-long class. I get out and I shower there and it's kind of weird. I have a love-hate relationship with showering at the gym. In general, like throughout my life, I've always had a love-hate relationship with it. There are elements of it that I absolutely love. It's very convenient, but it's also kind of weird. Like there's people around, they're seeing you naked, perhaps like somebody, like there's strangers and you're like vulnerable and naked. I don't know, like there's probably like foot fungus on the floor. You have to wear flip-flops in the shower. But after hot yoga, I am so soaked. My hair is soaked completely with sweat. My clothes are completely soaked through with sweat. I mean, I'm barely wearing any clothes to begin with, but it's soaked all the way through. The entire surface area of my body is covered in sweat. And getting in the car like that is disgusting, okay? And I refuse to do it. I used to do that and just shower at home. But the problem with that was if I was going to yoga every day, then every day sweat was transferring from my body and dirty clothes onto the seat belt in my car, and it was starting to smell like sweat. And to me, that's disgusting. So now I shower at yoga and I have all my little things that I need. I only wash my hair once a week. That's it. And so I actually don't even bring shampoo or anything because if I'm going to, do an everything shower, I'll just do it at home. So my yoga shower consists of using a specific vagina soap because if I don't use a special vagina soap, my pH gets off like immediately and I start to have issues. It's uncomfortable. It makes me, I have very sensitive skin, okay? And that includes my vagina. She's very sensitive and she's very sweet and she's very nice. So I treat her well and I wash her with special soap, okay? And then I use a body scrub because I just sweat so much. I need a body scrub. I use a eucalyptus smelling body scrub from the brand Necessaire. That's my favorite one. And then I'm using a face wash. And the face wash I use after yoga specifically is by the brand IS Clinical. It's like, it looks scientific, the bottle. You're like, I trust this brand. Anyway, great face wash. Rinse my hair. That's it. I don't even have to wash it. That's the joy of having a bleached pixie. You never have to wash it and you don't even have to style it. It just kind of does its own thing. It's incredible. I get back into my sweatpant, sweatshirt, little outfit, and I'm out of there. Here's the silver lining of the 9-floor parking garage that I mentioned earlier, okay? Starting on January 1st this year, I decided I was going to walk 10,000 steps a day, minimum, for the entire year, just to see what happens. And spoiler alert, I absolutely love it. I mean, I absolutely love the routine of it. I have fallen in love with walking in a brand new way. It is just a joy. Some days it's hard to get the steps in. It's not always easy. Sometimes I'm like, walking on my treadmill at like 10 p.m. because I'm like, damn, I have like 2,000 more steps. All right. And it's raining outside and I can't like go for a walk outside like I usually do. Like, God damn it. But I absolutely love it. And so the fact that now like I am like always trying to get steps in, it inspired me to start taking the stairs after my yoga class. So after this insane yoga class, I walk up 9 flights of stairs up to the top floor of the parking garage to my car. And you know what? It sucks. It's uncomfortable. It burns. My booty hurts by the end, but it's super satisfying. It feels really good. And it kind of like wraps up my workout for the day. It's like, all right, I did that. Now I did my little stairs. I got my movement in. Now I can proceed to sit inside at a desk for the rest of the day and it's all good. So that is the silver lining of the 9-floor parking garage. How beautiful is that? Then it's time to run some quick errands. Okay, nothing like intense. Go get groceries, get gas, go pick up like printer ink from Office Depot. Like, the vibe. Like, these are quick errands because, mind you, this is so TMI, but I'm basically like naked underneath my sweatpants and huge sweatshirt, which feels kind of weird. And I'm like wet because I just got out of the shower and I'm like beet red. So like, this is not when we run like the leisurely errands, going to the mall to get jeans, going to get my nails done, going to a hair appointment. And if I want to do that stuff after yoga, okay, that requires a bit more planning. I'm bringing an outfit to yoga. I'm changing into that after so that I look presentable. I'm bringing extra products. Like I'm bringing my hair care products. I'm bringing my skincare products so that I can complete my routine there. Like it's a whole other thing. So usually I'm just running some short errands. And to be honest, usually I'm going to the grocery store or getting gas. And when it comes to going to the grocery store, I'm usually getting stuff to make veggie burgers because I've been eating a veggie burger for dinner every night for like the past 4 months. I don't even know. It's been so long, maybe even a year. So I'm like, I'm so into the veggie burger right now. It's so fucking good. Or I'm picking up stuff to make egg bites because that's one of my other staple foods. Like, like the Starbucks egg bites, like mini little frittatas. Come on, you know what I'm talking about. I like to make those. And that's usually part of my like brunch, lunch situation. Or I'm getting gas, which to me is one of the most frightening activities. I am so afraid of getting gas. Everything about it frightens me. Number one, I'm afraid of somebody like jumping me or like mugging me. Like I feel like somebody's gonna like rob me or something. I don't know. I just feel vulnerable. And I used to get back in my car. Like I would, get out of my car, pay, plug the pump in, start pumping it, get back in the car, lock the door, and be safe in there until I was done pumping the gas. But then I found out that apparently that's actually not a good idea because it can cause static electricity, which can then cause like a fire or a gas explosion or something. And it's like dangerous. And I was like, oh, fuck no. So now I am forced to stand next to my gas pump the entire time that it's pumping gas. And I'm shaking because I'm afraid that like something bad's going to happen to me because I'm vulnerable and I'm standing out here alone. And then nothing ever happens. And then I get back in my car and drive away. If I didn't live in Los Angeles, I wouldn't be afraid, but shit happens in a city. You know what I'm saying? I'm very wary. I am constantly looking around. Yeah, you kind of have to be that way when you live in a city. But anyway, after that, I go home and it's time to make myself look a little bit more presentable. Okay, because up until this point, I've looked horrible the entire day. And for my own well-being, I need to clean up a little bit. Usually, I'm getting home and at max to my hair, I might put in a little bit of this like purple oil. Purple because, the purple pigment helps combat yellowness in bleached hair. I'll put a little bit of that in to sort of smooth my hair out. And if I feel like my hair is really frizzy and out of control, I might put a little bit of wax in it to sort of shape it a little bit. But that's it. Like I'm really not doing much to the hair. And if it's really bad, like it dried horribly after yoga, usually it doesn't because usually I let it dry with my hood up. So then it like dries perfectly flat and in place. That's a little life hack. But if for some reason it dried horribly, I'll re-wet it and then, let it air dry again and make sure to put a hood on or put on sometimes like a balaclava or something so that it'll dry flat. I only have to do that for like 15, 20 minutes and then it's dry flat. I don't have to use heat or anything. So that's sort of the hair routine. And then skincare routine is simple. I'm just doing a light moisturizer and a light sunscreen, okay? Then it's time to get dressed, okay? And let's be honest, I'm not putting on anything special, okay? But it's more special than earlier, right? Like the yoga outfit, mid. Who cares? The sweatsuit, the hoodie with like the matching sweatpants that I tend to wear every single day to yoga, not cute. So what I'm usually getting dressed in is something that's a little bit cuter. Okay? Like I'll wear a slightly cuter pair of sweatpants, a slightly chicer pair of sweatpants, and I'll match the sweatpants with my top. And my top is like kind of a normal top. It's not like a baggy sweatshirt or, like a loose fitting PJ t-shirt, like I'm wearing like a cute top and I'm wearing cute socks that match the top and I'm wearing perhaps like one of my pairs of slippers that matches my outfit. So I am still ultimately in my pajamas, yes, but I'm feeling a bit cuter, a bit more put together for the rest of my day. But listen, I work from home for the most part. I'm home alone all day, every day, almost every day. This is my life, When it comes to my routine, like my daily routine, I am not getting dressed. I never get dressed. And now it's time to move to the kitchen. Okay, it's time to eat. I briefly paused this episode to let you know that this episode is brought to you by Skims. So you guys know how hard it can be finding the right bra and underwear, right? I am very, very picky about the way that clothes feel on my body. Actually, more importantly, my underwear and my bras, because those are the pieces of clothing that are the closest to my body. And I want them to be soft and movable and flexible. Your intimates are the most important foundation of every outfit. So you need to know about Skims Fits Everybody collection. The Fits Everybody boy shorts are a full coverage pair of underwear that fits seamlessly under your clothes, a go-to item for me. But I also love the Fits Everybody triangle bralette. Those two together, I am on fire, okay? The base of my outfit is flawless. Shop Skims best intimates, including the Fits Everybody collection and more at skims.com and Skims stores. After you place your order, be sure to let them know that we sent you. Select podcast in the survey, and then anything goes in the drop-down menu that follows. Now back to the episode. I am usually not that hungry in the morning. It depends. I go through phases in my life, but recently I haven't been. And so I wait until lunch and then I fucking go ham. Okay, so usually I'm having some sort of egg bite that I made prior. Like I tend to prepare them in bulk so that I have them for like the next few days. And I prepare them at varying times of the day. Like there's no specific time that I prepare them. But I'm constantly switching up what I put in them. For a long time, I was putting broccoli and they were quite good. And then I had a traumatic incident with broccoli where I had to stop eating it because I found a slug in some organic broccoli that I bought. And it absolutely traumatized me and gave me a complete food aversion to broccoli that I've been trying to heal ever since. And I can eat broccoli now, but only when I didn't prepare it. Like when I prepare it, it's really tough for me. I can do it. If I like put a bunch of garlic and Parmesan cheese on it, sure, I can get it down. Okay. But I could get anything down if it had a bunch of garlic and Parmesan cheese on it. You could literally give me a fucking dog shit and it's crusted with Parmesan and garlic, and I'd say, totally fine, I'll eat it. I will eat anything Parmesan garlic. So it's like, at that point, it's not even like I'm not even really eating the food. I'm just eating Parmesan and garlic. Broccoli is simply the vessel. Okay. And I don't, that's not what I liked about broccoli prior to the food aversion. I liked it because I actually liked the flavor and the texture. I loved broccoli. So anyway, one day I'll get back there. But for now, I'm completely traumatized by it. So for a while there, I was weirdly putting peas and carrots into my little egg bites because they just kind of disappeared into there and have like a really mild flavor or whatever. Recently, though, I fucking unlocked the best egg bite recipe I have ever unlocked in my life. Okay, let me tell you about it. I'm a vegetarian for the most part. Pescatarian sometimes. I do eat fish occasionally nowadays. Imagine this, okay? We're chopping half a red onion, 1 red bell pepper, 1 green bell pepper, okay? We're chopping it. Sorry, excuse me. And a zucchini with the seeds scooped out. Fuck those slimy seeds. Get those bitches out of here, okay? Then we're chopping it up. We're chopping it all up into small cubes. And we're cooking that up with some fajita seasoning, okay? You can buy it at the store. Chicken fajita seasoning on there. Yum. Then in another pan, I'm cooking up some whatever plant-based chorizo you can find, okay? I've actually tried multiple brands. They're all good because they're all probably highly processed and using the exact same seasoning blend. Delicious. Okay, so I cook that up. So now I have chorizo and then some fajita veggies in the other pan. Okay. Then I take a muffin tin, spray it, and then I do little scoops of the chorizo and little scoops of the veggies into each little tray, and then top it off with egg. You can use egg white, pop it in the oven, 375 for 20 minutes. Done. Boom. Egg bites. So good. So I'll eat those a lot of times for lunch, like 4 of them. Fucking pop those things. I could swallow them whole. They're so good. Oh, and I eat them with salsa and a bit of cotija cheese. Yum. It's delectable. It's delectable. Okay. And it's actually funny because growing up, my dad used to make me an omelet that was basically just like vegetarian chorizo with eggs. And it was like one of my favorite foods when I was younger. I kind of forgot about it for a while. And then recently I kind of came up with this recipe and it was so good. So I have like 4 of those, 4 little egg bites, okay, to start. Then I'll make a little yogurt bowl. Fuck it. Let's make a little yogurt bowl. Recently I've been enjoying some vanilla yogurt, vanilla Greek yogurt, delicious. And I'll weirdly put on top of it some cereal. Recently I've been topping my yogurt with just like a fuck ton of cinnamon cereal, and I mix it up so that it's like mainly just cereal, but each piece of cereal is coated in a bit of yogurt. Yum. Okay, so that's what I eat. And by then I'm so full and I'm feeling really good. And then it's time to make another caffeinated beverage. This is usually going to be a matcha. Recently, I'm like very much into matcha. There was a period there, I don't know, 2 years ago where I was like fully coffee only. I wasn't on matcha for a bit. I'm back. I'm at least having 1 matcha a day, but sometimes 2. So I most likely make myself a matcha or perhaps an iced latte, depending on the mood. And then I get back to work. And at this point, it's like, I don't know, 2 p.m. I still got a whole day ahead of me. If I have the energy, I'll record another podcast. And that's what I'm doing sort of right now, right? Like it's a bit later in the afternoon, but why not? I do 2 episodes a week of this podcast, right? And a lot of times, like, that's sort of easy to keep up with. It's like, okay, you record 2 episodes a week. But I've been recently trying to like record a podcast at any time I have an idea, anytime I'm feeling inspired. And if that means recording 6 episodes in a week, I'll do it. You know what I mean? Because that only gives me more time to plan for other episodes, but also to, work on other parts of my career more intensely. It frees up some time to do some other things. So whenever I'm feeling inspired, I'll do it. And so that's why I mention it as a part of my routine, because there are 2 points in the day where I'm asking myself, am I ready to record a podcast? But when I'm not recording a podcast, which is a significant amount of the time, I'm definitely not recording 2 podcasts every single day. Sometimes I go, 3 days without recording a podcast. Sometimes I'll go a full week. But when I'm not recording a podcast, I'm working on, other things, as I mentioned earlier. And I'm just at a desk and I'm just sitting. Although sometimes I like to work on my treadmill because I'm trying to get 10,000 steps per day this year. And because my job doesn't involve any walking, I have to be really thoughtful about when I get my steps in. That's why I'm taking the stairs. That's why when my work allows it, I will work while on the treadmill. I'll set up my little iPad. I'll be in my cute little sweatpant outfit, pop on my little running shoes, and I'll walk on the treadmill. And I'm not like walking fast. I mean, sometimes if I'm like brainstorming stuff, I'll walk fast and just listen to music and think. But sometimes I'm there with my iPad, like typing on it and stuff, You can't walk that fast. So it's not really about speed. It's just about moving, Because otherwise I am sitting all day. And like 9 p.m. will roll around and I only have 2,000 steps. And then what? I'm fucked. I'm like forced to walk, for like an hour and a half at 9 p.m. And that sucks. You know what I mean? And then around this time, I'll have probably my final caffeinated beverage. Again, usually an iced matcha latte or an iced latte. Sometimes I'll have a snack. My snacks are really random and depend on what's in the fridge. Like if I recently went to the farmer's market, okay, great. I'm gonna have a bunch of fun fruits to eat. Okay, so I might have some fruits. If I went to the farmer's market, I might have fresh hummus from the farmer's market. Okay, so I might be eating some crackers with hummus or something. I always have popcorn. I love these little pecan cookies. Recently, I've been absolutely pounding those when I'm in the mood for a snack. Sometimes I'll have another yogurt cereal bowl. Recently, that's just been hitting for me. And so I'll have another one of those. And it's at about this time that I'll make one of my favorite beverages in another Stanley Cup. I've been sipping on my electrolyte Stanley Cup drink throughout the day, and it's probably running low at this point. So it's about time to make one of my favorite beverages, non-caffeinated, sparkling water with apple cider vinegar. Yum. I love this because I love the taste of vinegar for some reason that I can't explain. It might also help my stomach. Like it might also have good digestive impacts. I don't know. But anyway, so I'll fill up my Stanley Cup with ice. I'll get out my water carbonator or just drink carbonator. It can carbonate anything. I'll get that thing out, the little machine, refillable, of course. They're like little refillable bottles. Attach it to the machine thing, press the button, carbonate water, okay? I can't even tell you how many cans I used to go through. Not anymore. I've never been more eco-friendly, you guys, okay? My waste has gone down so much because I'm carbonating my own water. I'm not going through 10 LaCroix cans per day. Anyway, because I used to be able to fit 2 LaCroix cans into my Stanley Cup. So every time I'd fill it up, I was putting 2 whole cans in there. It was such a waste of can. You know, it was just unnecessary. So I've been carbonating my own water. Incredible. Put a little bit of apple cider vinegar in there, probably 2 or 3 tablespoons, mix it up, and I'm sipping on that for the rest of the evening. So, you know, we're having a snack, we're making our final caffeinated beverage, and we're making a sparkling water with vinegar, okay? This is usually what's happening. And then after that, I'm back to work for the rest of the evening, okay? I might be at the desk. I might be recording a podcast later in the evening. If I got, you know, sort of a second wind in the early evening, I might just be doing computer work. I might be working on the treadmill still. Like, who knows? Okay. Maybe I have a Zoom call. Boring. Then it's time for dinner. And I have been really good about not eating out during the week for the past long while, honestly. I actually don't remember the last time I was in a routine of eating out for dinner. Either, you know, ordering restaurant food delivery or even going out. You know, I, during the week, have been cooking dinner almost every single night. And dinner varies. You know, I love making chickpea pasta by the brand Banza, high protein, good for us vegetarians. Throw some veggies in there, have a huge fucking bowl of that with some nutritional yeast on top, which is some sort of weird yeast substance that sort of has a cheesy flavor. It's kind of like a, you know, vegan alternative to cheese. I do eat normal cheese, but I actually really like the flavor of nutritional yeast. So I eat that a lot. I make veggie burgers a lot, but I mentioned that earlier, so that's not a shocker to you. I've been eating a veggie burger almost every single night for months. Months. And that consists of a classic bun, a Dr. Prager brand veggie burger, classic Heinz ketchup, classic French's mustard, deli hot spicy mustard. Okay, so 2 mustards on this burger, and dill sour pickle chips. Okay, that is my veggie burger. And it's fucking delicious. And it's easy and it's quick. If I'm feeling really inspired, and I go through phases, I will crack open a cookbook and I will make a recipe from scratch. And I absolutely love to do this. But sometimes it's like not worth the risk because I don't always love recipes that I make, right? Sometimes I'll copy something from a cookbook and I'm like, you know what? It's actually just not it's not my thing. I just don't really like it. But it is exciting and fun sometimes. But I would say more realistically, I'm having something simple. I'm having a veggie burger. I'm having, you know, a simple pasta dish using Banza pasta. It fills me up. It's filling. It's got protein in it. You know, the veggie burger has absolutely no vegetables. The pickle is a vegetable. All right. So relax. I'm so off vegetables right now. I'm off of them. And I loved vegetables, but the whole, you know, slug incident with the broccoli just really fucked me up. Anywho, then it's time to take my evening pills. And then it's time for a sweet treat. I went many, many years in my life without a sweet treat, but I recently got into the routine of a sweet treat because I was taste testing pastries for the new Chamberlain Coffee Cafe in the Westfield Century City Mall, aka the best fucking mall in Los Angeles. It's an incredible mall. The cafe opened late January. If you haven't seen it or heard about it, very exciting. Absolutely obsessed, unbelievable, dream come true. Can't believe that it happened. But anyway, I was taste testing pastries for months, okay? And I was constantly getting sent, you know, different samples of pastries from different bakeries, I guess. And they were always sending too much. Okay. They would send like 5 chocolate chip cookies, 6, coffee cake slices. Like they would send way too much. Okay. So I kept just freezing everything. And for months, I just had all these frozen pastries in my freezer and I wasn't eating them. And then at a certain point, I was like, I really should start cracking into these. And now it's become a ritual because every night for months, I was defrosting a different Chamberlain Coffee Cafe pastry sample and eating it as my little sweet treat after dinner. And it became such a sacred ritual that now I have to have a sweet treat every night. And sometimes that means, extra pastries from the cafe. Sometimes, I buy some like pre-made cookie dough from Whole Foods or something and like we'll, use that. But anyway, now I have to have a sweet treat every night. And I was never that person. I've never been a dessert person. I've always been more of a savory person. Like I'd rather eat tater tots than like a chocolate chip cookie. Man, I don't know. Like it might be something with age. I'm realizing that the older I get, the more I love sweets and pastries and stuff like that. So anyway, have to have a sweet treat. Then it's time for a long walk. Okay. I've been really enjoying the evening walk, the after dinner walk. I've talked about it before because I love it so much. The after dinner walk didn't make its way into my daily routine here in Los Angeles until I made the 10,000 step a day goal. Prior to that, I don't know, like my neighborhood has a lot of like hills and stuff. I was always like, I don't fucking want to walk. I don't want to walk here. However, whenever I visit my dad, we always go on an after dinner walk. Or whenever we're on a trip together, we always go on an after dinner walk, but never on my own. But I'm so into it now. Now I'm like, what's wrong with me? I always found so much joy in the walks with my dad. Like, why didn't I integrate it into my routine sooner? Now it's incredible because it's like I go to visit my dad or we go on a trip, evening walk. Now at home, evening walk. It's a consistent in my life and I really, really love it. I usually will walk around, honestly, between 1.5 and 3 miles. It sounds long, but I absolutely love it. And I just take my time and I'm in my sweatpants and I'm comfy and it's no big deal. And I end up getting like anywhere from, I don't know, like 4,000 to 8,000 more steps, depending on how far I go. And so, I make sure that I hit my 10,000 and it's just a great way to end the day. And then after my nice long walk, it's time to get into the PJs. Okay. And recently I've been really loving wearing men's underwear. And no, I'm not being like, oh my God, I'm wearing my boyfriend's underwear. He let me wear them. It's so cute. No. I ordered men's underwear because I know how comfortable they are because I've had phases in the past where I've been obsessed with wearing men's underwear and they're so comfortable. And I've been wearing those a lot to sleep. But I also love to wear my favorite orange sweatshorts that are on the verge of ripping at this point because I have worn them to bed almost every single night for the past 3 years. I love these shorts, but I'm weirdly kind of wearing them less. I almost think it's because subconsciously I know that I need to stop wearing them as much if I want them to last because they're just starting to like get thinner and thinner and thinner and I'm getting scared. So I've been wearing either the orange shorts or the Calvin Klein briefs. And then, I'm wearing one of my old soft t-shirts, or if it's a bit warmer, perhaps some sort of tank top that I find in my closet randomly, any tank top that's soft and comfortable. Then I'm brushing my teeth, not flossing every night. Sorry, I'm not. I floss sometimes, but not every night. But I'm definitely brushing every night. I wash my face with a gentle, milky cleanser. I've been fucking around with retinol. So I have a retinol oil 3 to 4 times a week. I'll put that on and then top it with moisturizer, a thin sort of light moisturizer. I don't love super thick moisturizers, especially because I love oils. Like I don't need a thick moisturizer and an oil. I prefer a lighter moisturizer and then an oil. That's what my skin likes. Don't ask. So on a retinol night, we're doing the retinol and then we're doing the moisturizer. Then that's it because my retinol is an oil. On nights when I'm not doing retinol, wash the face, light moisturizer, top it off with a beautiful, beautiful oil. Just like a hydrating, nourishing oil. I was really into using like chemical exfoliants for a long time, many years. a toner or a serum that, has some sort of chemical exfoliant property, because that can help with sort of refreshing the skin or whatever. But since I started using retinol, I haven't been using any of those products because I'm frightened that if I do, I'll just over irritate my skin. So I'm just doing retinol right now. That is the only sort of irritant that I'm using. Everything else is like purely just hydrating or nourishing. Like I'm not using anything else that strips at all because I'm just frightened. If I'm going to do like a face mask just because I'm in the mood, I'm not using anything stripping. I just don't want to run into any issues. So I'm being very careful. But I'm actually loving the retinol so far. I feel like my skin looks great. I don't feel like me removing the exfoliant products from my routine has caused me to like get clogged pores or anything. The retinol seems to be doing its thing and I don't really need anything else. Okay, then it's time to get into bed. I'm turning on my heating pad to either medium hot or hot. So, it's up high. And I'm putting on a little silk bonnet on my hair because my hair is bleached. And I don't want breakage in the back of my head from sleeping and moving around on my pillow. And then recently I've been turning on TV and watching an episode of some sort of TV series. And this is so unlike me because for so long I did not do this. But now this is my thing. Like I was super into Squid Game recently. That was the last sort of series I seriously watched. I'll rewatch old shows that I love, like just TV. And then at around 11:30 or midnight, I go to bed. And that's it. And then I wake up the next day and do it all over again. And, it's interesting. You might have noticed that throughout the day, I didn't talk about turning on a YouTube video during my lunch or, watching YouTube shorts when I'm on the toilet. And that's because I don't do that anymore. I was recently having a conversation with somebody who's close to me about like internet consumption and how even watching YouTube, something that I absolutely adore, is still internet consumption. And even though a lot of times it's educational or it's comforting or whatever, it is still consuming and it is still putting useless information into your brain a lot of times. And then, ironically, I saw this video on my YouTube Explore page, and it was a video by this man, and the title was something like, "Stop consuming, start creating." And it was like this inspiring video of this man talking about how he was wasting so much time consuming that it was getting in the way of him creating. And I thought it was so fascinating. And I was like, you know what? I deleted the YouTube app right there. And I fucking love YouTube. I'm the first person. It is my favorite website on the planet. Okay. I absolutely adore YouTube. I'm so loyal to it. I think it's an incredible platform. But, it is my job to create things for YouTube. It's my job to create things in general. And I think I was consuming too much YouTube, right? And it was getting in the way of me creating. And what was so fascinating was after I deleted it, creating things, recording episodes, working on Chamberlain Coffee, coming up with concepts for Chamberlain Coffee, working on concepts for my YouTube channel. All of this became easier. And I was like, damn, okay, well, during the week then, no YouTube at all. On the weekends, who gives a fuck? And I did delete the app off of my phone, but like I can pull it up on my laptop. It was mainly an issue on my phone because I'd be on my toilet, scrolling on YouTube Shorts, and then in bed, scrolling on Shorts, eating lunch, pull up a YouTube video on my phone. Anyway, I've been sort of existing in silence for a while now, and it's so incredible for me creatively. I don't know why. It just works for me. And so that guy in that YouTube video that got recommended to me, ironically, because it got recommended to me on YouTube, kind of changed my life a little bit. I mean, I really am grateful to that guy. I want to try to find that video. Let me try to find that video so that we can give him a shout out. Who is this guy? Let's see if I can find it. Oh my God, if I can't find it, I'm going to be really sad. Come on, where is this guy? Can I be honest? I can't find him. I'm kind of heartbroken. Come on. It was like a man standing like in a forest. He was wearing like warm clothes. From what I can remember. And I think he had like either an Australian accent or perhaps an English accent. Ah, man, I'm sorry. I really wanted to find you, and I really wanted to say that you changed my life, but I cannot find you anywhere. I'm going to try a little bit harder. Oh my God, it's religious. Oh wait, no, that's not the right guy. Is it? I don't think that was the right guy. Hold on. Where is the fucking video? Wait, is it this guy? Okay, I'm so sorry, you guys. I really tried to find my best friend, this guy that motivated me. I cannot find his video, and I'm starting to wonder if it got deleted, which would be a huge shame. But anyway, I'm sending loving energy to that guy because that was a really, really, eye-opening sort of perspective. It was like what I needed to hear in that moment. And it really, really has helped me. If I get bored during the day, instead of going on YouTube now, I will call someone. I'll call my parents. I'll call a friend. I'll call someone. Or if I'm like on the toilet and I just want to scroll for like 3 minutes, okay, I'll either go on Tag Walk, which is an app that updates every time there's a runway show, so I can like look at new fashion collections, or I'll go on Pinterest and just scroll around on there. Easy. But yeah, I'm not really consuming anything right now. And can I be honest? It feels so good. Like my one episode of television at the end of the day is the perfect amount. It's entertainment. It allows me to unwind. I've actually been really enjoying it. So I don't know. That's what's working for me right now. But trust me, I'm not anti-YouTube. Okay, I love YouTube. And on the weekends, I'll fucking open up my laptop and go on YouTube all day long if I want because it's the weekend. The weekend is a free-for-all. And that's it. That's my routine right now. I'm actually really enjoying it. It sounds like a lot of walking and a lot of working and a lot of yoga and a lot of podcasting. That is true. I actually really love all of those things. I love making podcast episodes more than I ever have in my entire podcasting career, to be honest. And I think part of that has to do with how well it fits into this routine, But I also am loving yoga. It's like the one part of the day where I'm truly centered and like, there's just something so incredible about that. I love walking. It's great for decompressing. I love walking while I work because it can kind of like help get the blood moving and like the brain moving. And I don't know, there's just something about it where it can be really incredible. I love veggie burgers. Like I like my routine. I like having 3 caffeinated beverages a day. It's the perfect amount. Today I'm having 4. It's totally frightening. I've only drank half of it. Am I going to finish it? Probably not. It's 6:30 now. Probably shouldn't finish that. That will just screw up the rest of my week. But yeah, I'm loving my routine. It's feeling so good for me. It feels so catered to me. And, there's a lot of discipline involved. There's a lot of working involved, but not to the point that I'm feeling burnt out. It's like the perfect amount for me. And when the weekend rolls around, all bets are off. The only thing that remains the same is that I wake up at 7 a.m. I wake up at 7 a.m. every day now because I find that I just feel the best when I do that. I still go to yoga on the weekends a lot of times just because I love it so much. I just genuinely want to go. I still get my 10,000 steps a day on the weekends because, again, I love doing that and, it's fun. But when it comes to like getting work done, absolutely not. I don't allow myself to work on the weekends unless for whatever reason I really want to or I have to for some reason. I like to just hang out on the weekends. The weekends are for getting dressed up into a cute little outfit and walking around town, okay? That is what I do almost every weekend. I've tried to do other things. Like there was a brief little period there where I was super into like going on a hike on the weekends or, going rock climbing, and I still love that stuff. But the truth is, what I really want to do on the weekends is get dressed up and walk around town. Okay, what's walking around town? Popping into stores, just looking around. Popping into coffee shops, getting a coffee. Oh, it's been another hour. I'll get another one. Getting a pastry, okay? Getting lunch at a cute little restaurant. Sitting there for 3 fucking hours. Who cares? It's the weekend. Going to a little crystal shop. I don't even know anything about crystals. I don't care about crystals because I don't even know anything about them. They have good energy. I don't know what's happening, but I'm in here because I can, because it's the weekend. Oh my God, look, it's another vintage store. I guess I'll go in. Oh, everything in here is absolute junk. It's a bunch of like Disneyland hoodies. This is fun. I just like to walk around town, you know? I'll do that all day in my cute little outfit because for the rest of the week, we know I'm not doing that. I'm in my various different versions of sweatpants. So on the weekend, it's time to look cute. And let me tell you, I cannot remember a weekend where I haven't looked incredibly chic. Just banger after banger. And what tends to happen is during the week, if for whatever reason I do need to get dressed for some reason, like I'm going to a meeting or, I have an appointment where I need to be dressed up for it, whatever, or not dressed up, but like in a normal outfit, not just sweatpants, I'll just rewear, one of the outfits that I created on the weekend. And then I'll just rewear that outfit however many times until I feel like too many people have seen it. But like, that's when I experiment. I experiment on the weekends and then I can use those outfits that I came up with throughout the weekdays if I need them. But on the weekend, I have time to put together an outfit. It's fun. I want to. I also love running errands on the weekend and taking my time, spending 3 hours at the grocery store, getting nails done, getting my hair done, getting a massage, like just getting appointments, errands, all of that done. And I also love going out to dinner. My God, I love going out to dinner. Texting friends, who's free? Let's go to dinner. That's what the weekend's about. I used to have a little glass of wine. Not anymore. I'm sober. It's a fucking miserable. I'd do anything for a glass of wine. But let me tell you, nothing can ruin going out to dinner on a fucking Friday, Saturday, or Sunday for me. No one can ruin that for me. Nothing can ruin that for me. Not even an alcohol allergy that's preventing me from drinking the glass of wine that I so desperately think that I need and deserve. I'm kind of kidding, okay? I actually don't miss drinking that much, but there was something so fucking delightful about having a glass of wine out at a restaurant for dinner. I miss it, but not that much. I'm being dramatic. I don't know how the caffeine affected me. I actually didn't have that much. I probably drank like a third of my matcha latte. So from a caffeine standpoint, like I should be okay. And that episode shouldn't have been too chaotic because I didn't have that much more caffeine than usual. I am going to take all of the ice out of this matcha latte and put it in the fridge and drink it tomorrow because I know I cannot have any more. I really cannot have any more. We're done. We're done. That's my daily routine. I hope that this was somewhat interesting to you. Like I truly, after I stop recording this episode, will pray up to whatever is above that you found this somewhat interesting. The only glimmer of hope that I have is that if somebody else made this episode, I would be interested in it. But maybe I'm a freak and a stalker. And maybe I'm overly interested in other human beings. Like maybe I'm weird. Maybe that's a weird thing. I don't know. So hopefully you enjoyed this episode. And if you did, new episodes of Anything Goes every Thursday and Sunday. Come hang out again. Maybe you'll like the next one too. You can stream anywhere you get podcasts. Video episodes are on Spotify and YouTube, okay? Anything Goes is on social media at Anything Goes. I'm on social media at Emma Chamberlain, and my coffee company is online at chamberlaincoffee.com and at Chamberlain Coffee on social media and in person in a grocery store near you, okay? Target, Sprouts, Whole Foods. The list goes on. Check the store locator online to see if we're in a store near you. And that's it. That's all I have for today. I hope that you all enjoyed. If you did, please tell me. Please compliment me. Please tell me that you liked it because I really, really feel like this episode was just fucking weird and I just told you too much. And I told you too much about stuff that you just did not even care about. So please let me know if you liked it. And if you didn't like it, feel free to leave a hate comment, okay? My Instagram account is at Ellen DeGeneres. Okay, so find my account and then you can leave the comment there. Anyway, I'm sorry, Ellen DeGeneres. I don't know. People say I look like Ellen DeGeneres with my pixie cut, so that's why I said that. It's nothing personal to Ellen. Ellen, don't like hurt me or something. Okay, that's it. I love you all. It was so much fun to hang out with you. It always is. I love you and appreciate you, and I'm just grateful that we get to spend time together twice a week. Because I really enjoy doing it. So yeah. All right. I'll talk to you in a few days. All right. Bye.